Folks, welcome to my first podcast. My name's Jack Benza, and this is called Dudes Change Your Ways in 90 Days. It is my brand new book. It helps anybody with any affliction. If you have any bad habits in your life, let them be drinking too much, smoking too much, gambling, drugs, not eating right, not having any creativity in your life, not doing anything spontaneous, no career moves, this is the book for you. It's something I came up with a year ago. The program is called 90 Days Till Redemption. And what that means is for 90 days you suspend all the bad habits in your life. And you test drive a new life. See what it's like to basically quit those habits. See what it's like to wake up sober with money in your pocket. And learn to live the way you should live. And after 90 days is up, you learn to get control back in your life. You get redemption. You can actually basically go back to those habits. But that's your choice on day 91. In the first 90 days, I provide tools for you. One of which is called the Redemption Bracelet, which is the heart of the 90 Days to Redemption program. Now what this is basically you start on day one with a silver bracelet and you put one rubber band on. That represents that for that one day you're not going to do your bad habit. And when the clock strikes midnight and it's day two, you add another rubber band. As the days progress, you have more rubber bands. You get to day 7 or day 10, special days, you put special trinkets on. This is not something you buy, this is something you make. I put my dog's tag on, remind me to go home see my dog. I'm a Yankee fan, I put a Yankee emblem on there. Put a shark tooth because I'm basically a shark, Italian because I'm Italian. Whatever you want to put on it, the whole point is it makes you want to go home. It reminds you of why you're doing what you're doing. It reminds you that maybe you have something to do tomorrow. And the cool thing about doing the 90 Day to Redemption process is you get control back in your life and you discover somebody you may have forgotten about or never even met before, yourself. The Redemption Bracelet's one tool. The calendar's another tool. For example, I start basically writing the days down. If you could see this, I don't know. I'm not really good at this stuff, but there we go. I just marked days like day 1, day 2, day 3. This is the first 10 weeks I did it. I'm currently in day 72 of one of my processes right now. And you just basically cross off every day you survive. It's the calendar. It's an exercise that you use. So at the end of the day, you just mark it off. As the days go by, the more X's you have, the better you feel. Another one is what I do is the journal. It's basically a way of talking to yourself, studying the process, how you are around others, how others are around you. It's what's going through your mind. Instead of keeping it all jumbled up here, you write down what's on your mind, and you see how you think and how you think differently. It's all about making choices, man. It's all about finding your hot spots. I talk about doing the activity you're not so good at because it actually inspires you to work harder, test yourself, and see what you're all about. Another activity I do is going to the gym. Just basically exercise. It takes a workout. It's one of the workouts that I do. It's basically the same workout every day, but you see progression every day. Another one I use is the... what else do I use? I use a lot of exercises in this. This is a podcast. This is Jack Benza's Dudes Change Your Ways in 90 Days. I talk about a term called Mr. Angry. It's when you give up your bad habits for 90 days, you learn a new person. This person is, he barrels over everybody. I just named him Mr. Angry because I become him in day 3. He's very fast to do things. He's very short with people. Takes things personally. That's your behavioral patterns when you no longer indulge in your bad habits like drinking and smoking. Because when you drink and smoke, it takes the stress away and you learn to deal. But you're also tired. All of a sudden when you do this new program, you have unbelievable amounts of energy and you'll test yourself. You'll give yourself new goals. And that's the whole process, is getting yourself new goals. You make yourself a wish list. My wish list would be, I'm not going to drink for 90 days. I'm not going to smoke. I want to get to under 200 pounds. It means losing like 20, 30 pounds. I want to publish a book. I want to make an audio book. All my goals came true in this past one. So for the past year, out of 12 months, I've only drank probably about 2 of those months. I've had relationships. Again, this is about fixing me. You got to be a little selfish. I got those new couches back there. The ones before were horrendous. I went to Rent-A-Center, and under 90 days, I made a weekly payment, and that was a ritual, and that's another exercise used. It's called mini rituals or weekly rituals. So I do the same thing every week, and I see progression. A mini ritual can be as simple as walking your dogs in the morning and for scoping for chicks. It's something you look forward to. It shows continuity. It could be putting your hard-earned money in the bank after work. It could also be where you're working out every day, and before you work out, you stare at yourself in the gym mirror for 10 seconds just to get yourself psyched. And then every day you look forward to those mini rituals, and it adds to your day. Another exercise I use is daydreaming. A big thing of, there may be some exercises in your day, there may be some scheduling problems when you start the 90 days, like someone's birthday, your birthday, where you may be forced to drink. What I do is mark it on your calendar, certain days, and when you come up to those days, like for example, when I go home, New York, I like to see my family, and I like to have a barbecue, I like to drink. How about not drinking that day? How about daydreaming about having good relationships, good conversations, good food, having a soda instead of a drink or a beer or Jack Daniels? That's something I use, that's something I do, and I experience it when I daydream it. So when I actually do live to that day and I experience that day, it was all built up. I didn't need to drink. Another exercise I use is the old number 7 box. Again, I love Jack Daniels, so what I do is I create a shoebox and I write old number 7 on it. And anytime I have the urge to drink, smoke, gamble, or spend money on that bad habit of mine, instead of actually spending money on that habit, I throw it in the box, and I don't see it for 3 months, and I put it in a good place. And then 90 days later, usually I have about $1,500 to $2,000 in it. Now that's money I could have spent on my bad habits, but instead, I have it in a box, and now I can use it at my disposal. I also use a financial plan when I do this stuff. I use cross it off, like there's certain goals. Like when I did the Rent-A-Center, I wanted new couches, a new TV, new bed. So what I did was, in those 90 days, they give it to you right away, but every week I make a weekly payment towards that. So after when 90 days are up, everything's paid up. You pretty much financially use the old number 7. It helps you as well. It takes a workout, as I mentioned earlier. It is something that I use to make me physically see things and get through them. A vacation test is another exercise we use, where you actually plan a vacation. You go on a vacation, a mini vacation during the process, and you learn to actually go on vacation without pursuing any of your bad habits. You open yourself up to new experiences. Another exercise I use is the pep talk. As simple as that sounds, I look in front of a mirror, and if I have to get myself psyched up for something, or I want to make $200 as a bartender waiter at work, I make sure I do that. I psych myself up, even if I don't want to be there. I envision myself doing things. I pep myself, I talk myself. So guess what? I'm excited to actually be there. 90 Days to Redemption is a process where, again, you test drive a new life. You see what it's like. You will get new energy. You'll make new decisions. You'll find out that you don't need to have these bad habits in your life anymore. And during the process of the Dudes Change Your Ways in 90 Days, you actually learn what's called a happy medium. Happy medium is where you're going to learn control, and you're going to learn to pretty much moderate your drinking, or whatever your habit can be. It can be as simple as finding a soulmate, building creativity, losing weight. That is your thing. You have that redemption bracelet, and you pretty much, it's like a divorce proceeding. On one side you have redemption, who wants to live a certain way. You have another guy, which I call Mr. Angry, which is like the normal guy. He expects things, and he wants to drink and do the bad habits. And you find a happy medium. So come day 91, you decide, okay, if I want drinking in my life, I'm only going to do it 2 days a week, as opposed to every day, or smoking, or you both of yourselves are very happy. And I talk about that in detail. I also talk about a term called the new normal. The new normal is the strategy or the battle plan you will have once the 90 days is up. Because normal is, they don't, excuse me, my first podcast, I can take some water. Normal is, doesn't have any restrictions. Excuse me 1 second. I'm actually going to end on that, and that's going to be my first episode, 90 Days to Redemption. Do change your ways.